Welcome back to Dat Moments. Sexy moments in games that we did and didn't expect. I'm Terry.
I'm Shades.
And today we want to talk about Sonic X Shadow Generations. This fucking game. Now the reason I wanted to talk about this game is the sex appeal. Now, you already know what I'm gonna say. The sex appeal in Sonic games really revolves around the chicks. Then again, I've seen a lot of you peeps wanting to bang Shadow. He's an Angie cunt. Now, Rouge the Bat. Ever since we got Rouge the Bat in Sonic Adventure 2, that really was an awakening for a lot of Sonic fans. And people that weren't fans of Sonic. Humba Wumba Chumba Wumba. Did you see those fucking badonka honka honkers? Those big chumby wumbies? Those big milkers? Those over-the-shoulder boulder holders? Rouge had it going on. And Sega knew exactly what they were doing. Rouge brought that sex appeal, but she was still classy too, really playing it up for the player, but also making me play it around in my pants. And Shades was pretty excited when Sonic X Shadow Generations was announced.
Do you want to do the bit now, or...?
No, not yet, just wait, fuckhead. So anyway, one of the big things in Sonic Generations was her tits. Now I know Rouge having tits in the Sonic games doesn't really mean much. For a bunch of you, it just sounds like a bunch of Sonic fans just whining and bitching. Well, don't worry. I don't like Sonic. I just want to fuck the characters. Anyway, when it came to this game, they were really flaunting it. I mean, check out this clip with Rouge. Fucking hell, I almost fucking fell in there. Check this out when she's like unfrozen from that stone shit. Oh. Normally we don't bring up this kind of censorship on the channel, but as of late, there has been a lot of sexual censorship happening in the West for gaming. Check out what they did to my girl Rouge. Her tits are fucking covered up. I can't even fall in there now. What's the fucking point? And you might be saying, Terry, oh, that's not really much of a change. Well, they're delisting the original game, motherfucker. So, that's like rewriting history.
The man's preaching! We need them bat titties!
And if we keep this trend up, and we keep rewriting history based on the fact that people are gonna get offended over a little bit of cleavage, then what's the point in being creative in the first place? We can have violence in video games. We can show people getting decapitated, their heads getting flung off, their guts being pulled out. But the moment we show a little bit of crack, you lose your fucking minds. It's like you're overly offended by a character that doesn't exist. And you're also probably saying, well, Terry, you're overly offended that they took away her breasts. Yes, I am. Because that was one of my original moments. That's what made her sexy. That's what makes her an icon. You taking that away from us is like shitting in my face. And what's even worse is the statue transformation. They raised her costume. They changed her costume and raised it up to cover her back. And you're probably saying to yourself, Terry, why is that a bad thing? Well, I'll get to that in a minute. And there's certain dialogue changes too. Now normally we wouldn't bring this sort of stuff up because again, I don't want to get woke and political on this channel because, well, I'm just here to nut. But again, this is why our video games are going down the toilet because some people are slightly offended by sex appeal. In a very candid interview with the Dragon Quest creators, they kind of expressed how they felt about the West.
あとすごい話題になってたそのコスチュームとか当時とそのままなのかどうなのかみたいなのがありましたよね。また。
まあね、いろいろ規制もあってね、露出してきちゃいけないとかね。
そこまあちょっとあんまり深掘りする気はないんですけど。いいのにだってフィクションだけどその中に主人公というあなたが入って冒険するっていうことでいいじゃないと思うんですけど違うんですかね。
なんですかね。よくわかんないですけどね。これについてはね。
ゲームだし、まあフィクションという自分の中のこうバーチャル体験でのノンフィクションだから楽しくければいいのにっていうふうに思っちゃいますけどね。
あんまり露出するとね年齢が上がっちゃうっていうね。全年齢じゃなくなってしまうっていうのがあったりとか。
ルールがやっぱなんか各国違ったりするんでね。広く売ろうと思うと一番厳しいところに合わせざるを得ないとか。
でも
当時そんなこと思わなかったですけどね。
コンプラっていう名のね、やっぱりね、ある種のね、なんだろうな、絶対心というべき、善の名を借りた悪みたいなのがあるよね。全員が 不快感を覚えないなんてことはないわけ。だって綺麗汚いとかさ、善悪って人それぞれに感じ方があるわけじゃん。
はいはい、
で物事はやっぱり根っこにあるのはやっぱり絶対やっちゃいけないことだけいくつかあって、それさえやらなきゃあとはいいじゃないって、そういうのがないわけよ。
はいはい、
だからやっぱり英米の方から来てるその宗教的な概念から来るその正教徒の考え方ってアメリカにあるじゃない。彼らのコンプラの考え方って本当ね狭い国とねやるの本当めんどくさい。でそっから日本も悪影響を受けてやってるから。
They don't like that sex appeal is being taken out of their games. Now before, when it would go over to the West, it would get slightly altered. But now, before it even leaves the shore, before it even gets into the development room in Japan, it's already being affected. Their stuff is already being covered up. Japan is losing its sex appeal. And that's what makes Japan great. That and its 24-hour 7-Elevens. It's bullshit that other people's views affect other people's cultures just because they don't want to see a little bit of skin. Is this gonna completely ruin the experience of Sonic X Shadow Generations? No. But it sets a standard that we shouldn't be following. We start with this. What's next? Lara Croft's not gonna have those big bazongas. We might as well shrink those fuckers down in the remaster. What, we're gonna bring Conker's Bad Fur Day back? Well, fuck off the sunflower with the big tits. Fear Effect 2? Well, fuck off that lesbian scene in the elevator. We're so scared of sex appeal. And you know what we're even more scared of? Our own history. If you don't like it, you know what? Don't fucking play it. And don't push your agenda onto the things that I like. Just because you don't like them doesn't mean I don't have to like them either. But you know, this is all pretty small in comparison to what I was about to say before about Rouge's costume being slightly raised up on her back. Now, I'm not normally into backs, but there is one reason, and one reason only, I find it absolutely bullshit that she's now covered up on her back. Shades? Because when I nut on her back, it's just gonna slide off now. Thanks, Sega. I'm Terry, the Trash Panda. Good night. Ooh, that's hot!